I had the right amount of time on the radio in the day, I'll smash the Labour Party apart, and I will smash all who coming up against the People's Action Movement apart. But there is a way in this country to keep me off the radio. I am looking for the new government in this country to give me my own radio license. Let me ask people all over the world to help me with equipment to show you all how radio broadcasting is supposed to be done. Every radio station that I've been on, people sabotage me and they treat me like a nothing when I mean so much for my country. And let me say something to the rich. If you're rich, send your children to university. Leave the money in the treasury, support people. Leave the money in the treasury, support people. Children who are bright can go university. That is what Sean Richards will do. And Mark Brantley. Folks, let me tell you something. I could feel it inside. The best chance St. Kitts ever had is right now under Sean Richards and Mark Brantley. And let me tell you what Mark Brantley will do with Sean Richards. Mark Brantley will sit down, speak to Sean in a pleasant way, and they will sit down with Powell and Grant and Shani and the others and Evelyn. They'll sit down and work out what is best for the people. I wish I had 3 hours. So those of you who talking about Timothy Smart, 7% given to Nevis, but they pay 5%. They're going to pay 5% on the people money from 7%. Timothy got 93%. Tell Sidney Osmond that. And tell Gene Hamilton, the big hypocrite to the People's Action Movement, that out of 93%, he only could pay 10%. Nevis gets 7%. And they're going to pay 5%, 5%, and 5%. 15% in the end. That is Mark Brantley for you. Very astute. I am not wasting my time. I am not wasting my energy fighting for Mark Brantley and the people of Nevis. Mark Brantley, inspire me, boy. ZIZ, look out. I'm coming to buy time. $20,000. Don't stop me from getting time. I'm going to fight Timothy Harris for the time till election come. I'm going to fight the St. Kitts Nevis Labour Party. Ask the St. Kitts Nevis Labour Party what they're going to do for Nevis. Ask the St. Kitts Nevis Labour Party what are they going to do for Nevis. Nothing. Nevisians need to understand that you have a true and great economist in Mark Brantley, who is second to none in this nation. Look what Mark did. Boy, I love it so much. I feel so good. I wish I had the next hour. Mark Brantley, inspire me, boy. I feel good. Last night, when I saw Constance Mitchum, I didn't attend the meeting last night. I was watching it on the TV and on the Facebook or whatever they call it. And when I saw Constance Mitchum coming to the microphone and Sir Kennedy Simmons, you don't know how good I felt. And let me say this. Cindy Deming did a magnificent job last night. Boy, I love the woman so much. And if Sean win the election, he can trust her. So I am assuming Cindy Deming will be closely associated to Sean Richards, rightly so, as Prime Minister in this country. ZIZ listeners will hear this same broadcast when I get up there in a couple days. Let's go back to Mark. Mark say, Tim want me to borrow money to give you 10%. I say no. I can do better than that. I will not borrow money to give the 5%. Instead, I'll give 15% now, 15% in 2023, 5% in 2023, and 5% in 2024. That is a total of 15% out of 7% money that is getting for St. Kitts. You talk to Labour supporters, you hear a lot of stupid wind coming out the mouth about Mark Brantley. Mark Brantley is one of the best politicians ever walk St. Kitts and Nevis earth. And I'm not getting anything from him, as some of you have suggested. I want the congregation to notice something very important. As greedy Timothy Harris, and said to him, if Nevis could pay a 15% out of 7, how come he only offering Kittian 10% out of 93%? Because he wants to control you. And he wants you to become his slave. Timothy robbed St. Kitts. Timothy robbed Nevis of their money. Tell him I say it and tell him carry me court. Timothy Harris, as leader of this country, robbed Nevis of their rightful money. Tell him to carry me to court. Tell him to carry me to court. Timothy Harris could have offered up to 20%, but he think that dangling a 10% in front of your face could fool you into voting for him. He get wet. He will never win the election in this country. Not Timothy Harris. Never Timothy Harris. Let's go back to Nazi, and when we come back, we're going to give you, I have some time, we're going to give you an account of Mark Brantley's life. Let's listen to another verse from Nazi song.
Oh yes, no lie. You undermine your cabinet colleagues. You fake profiles, spread no lies and demean. Certain team, main leader of the pack. Propaganda, his main mode of attack. You agreed not to add candidates. Now you putting people in numbers 1 to 8. Defaulting new houses now with the new treasury. Time longer than time said, bring me your Mark Brantley. You promise. You signed the Charleston Accord. You promise. Face you for one and all. You promise. Two-term Prime Minister. You promise. Good governance agenda. CBI money you want to give for you friends and your family. Driving you cheap gig. Brantley say, mash up immunity. Sean said him, you mash up immunity. Oh yes.
Folks, let me tell you something. To the gentleman who gave me this city, again, I want to say profound thanks to you. But before I go back to read something about Mark Brantley, I want you all to pay attention to this tape. Again, I am looking from WINN FM 1 hour in the day, so I can invite Mark Brantley down. I would like to interview him right here on the station. You know, in spite of the way I feel, I want to thank WINN FM, you know. God don't want me to get so angry that I become unthankful. God want me to say thanks to the young lady in WINN FM for giving me this opportunity to be on radio. Folks, let's go back to the board. Pay attention to Mark Brantley, please. Please.
Things were happening. Deals were being made. Transactions being entered into. And many of us in the cabinet were none the wiser. I took an oath, and so I will not get into the details of cabinet business. But I do remember on one occasion when we had instituted the Sustainable Growth Fund. Forgive me, please, no. It was the Hurricane Relief Fund, immediately after the hurricanes of 2017, in the CBI program. And we were told that the fund was doing extremely well. And I recall distinctly when one member of cabinet asked, what does that mean? What are the numbers? And the technocrat said, I plead the fifth. I plead the fifth. To a question as to how well and what the numbers were for a government program. And then that technocrat, I recall, turned to the Prime Minister and said, only the Prime Minister can tell you that. And his response was, the program is doing very well. We were in a cabinet where we could not even get information as to government programs.
Yeah, I wonder if Gene Hamilton, it has been alleged, the news came to me, it has been alleged that Gene Hamilton is now saying he would not vote for Chesley. Any one of you out there listening to this broadcast and somehow feel that Gene Hamilton would have voted for Chesley, man, get your mind organized. Come and read the Bible and study the Bible with me. From the moment Gene Hamilton went to Dubai with Timothy, that speak for itself. From the moment Dr. Jew challenged Denzel Douglas, that speak for itself. Jew will lose in number 8. And you know what would make him lose? Douglas. Douglas not doing enough to inspire the young man. Douglas not saying enough. Look at the massive embarrassment. Ask Dwyer about it. Maybe he doesn't know anything about the tape. When Jew humbly asked Denzel Douglas to make a comment as a man with experience because of the hatred Douglas have for Dr. Jew, he said nothing. Look at Jeffrey looking across. Look at the young lady, the lawyer woman, I can't bring her name, looking across. They were concerned. Look at Kenny Douglas looking across. They were all concerned. But me ain't supposed to get no pay, no money and time on radio. Neither in Nevis. I could get time in Nevis, but the program got to tape and then play. Me not do no program where you got to tape me and play me. Because me ain't stupid. Me ain't come here to abuse people. I am the ombudsman of this country. And that is why tomorrow I'm going to ZIZ with me checkbook to buy time so I can speak on this election and show you all the difference between Labour and PAM and CCM, not in unity, but in a movement, because unity belongs to Timothy. The word unity has been smashed apart under Timothy Harris, so we shouldn't use the word unity no more. Movement. Lady in Nevis, I want to thank you. Mark Brantley, come back.
The peace program that we had all supported in its conception. We understood much later that the monies for the peace program were being taken from the government, being sent to the development bank and being administered by and through the development bank. No accountability. When we ask, so what is this? How many people are on this program? How is the program working? How many citizenships are being applied for? How many are being granted? What is the revenue? What is being generated? No response. No response.
You all pay attention to what Mark Brantley is going to say about Lindsey Grant as well, eh? I want all you keep all your ears. I still have 15 minutes, so I'm going to deal with it good.
And so we moved on in that way, raising these issues in the confines of the cabinet, raising these issues in the confines of private meetings, saying this is not unity. This is not what we promised each other and the people. These grand announcements, I will use an example, something that has stayed with me. The Honorable Lindsey Grant, who I believe is the best Minister of Tourism the Caribbean has seen in a very long time. Notice I didn't say St. Kitts and Nevis. The Caribbean has seen in a very long time. He has a knack for it. He has done well. And Lindsey used to call me on a Sunday because Cabinet is Monday. And he would call me on a Sunday and say, Mark, I'm asking you to support me because I'm bringing something tomorrow. This was in the height of the COVID pandemic. Lindsey was fighting tooth and nail. I could remember the passion that he came to that cabinet with, talking about the hair braiders, talking about the guys with the monkeys down at Port Zante, talking about the taxi drivers. Let me tell you, you have no better friend than Lindsey Grant, because he campaigned tirelessly for you in the cabinet, asking for us to amend the protocols to allow the cruise ships to come back so that those people could eat bread. And he would call me on a Sunday and say, Mark, I beg you support me on this tomorrow. And time again, the task force said, no, we're not yet ready. We have this to do. We have that to do. And I agree. I accept the task force did their best in difficult circumstances. And Lindsay never gave up. He came back again and he came back again. And finally, the task force agreed some protocols that allowed the first cruise ship to come. If my memory serves, that first ship was a small ship, and it docked at Carambola and the Southeast Peninsula.
Folks, I want you all to pay attention to what Mark Brantley going to say right now about Timothy Harris. Listen how wicked and evil the former Prime Minister of this country is.
Imagine then my consternation and my amazement that the ship did not even enter St. Nevis waters properly. Then a big poster came out with an image of the Prime Minister, giving him the credit for crews coming back to St. Kitts and Nevis. Eugene Hamilton, in the first dispensation, couldn't even hire, in his words, a maid at the JNF hospital.
Stop there, Mark Brantley. Eugene Hamilton could not even hire a maid, but Eugene Hamilton is now the Deputy Prime Minister. What stupidity at the highest quality. Before I read something for you about the stewardship of Mark Brantley, and to prove to you how St. Kitts and Nevis have a golden opportunity on election day to put a PAM-CCM combination into government, look at the team. I sorry Evelyn couldn't come last night because they had to attend Culturama. And all this was designed by Timothy Harris to stifle Culturama and bring in Culturama to election time. Bringing election to Culturama time. That's how good Timothy Harris is. Listen this though.
Yeah, SP, Patrice again. Hey, I know you're watching Ocean walking hard for way. I know you're seeing what he bringing for you. Fixing up SP in many ways. Oh yeah. Sean, we love you. And I could tell you love us too. We feel you. We could feel your loving pushing through. Just know we vote for you. You need to light up the playfield from way. Light it up. Give the roads them from way. Build it up. Build new stations from way. Build it up. You know we voting for you. Land team unity buy back plan. Money pay back. House build up. School fix up. Sean care for way. Sean care for way. SP like you like this. Just
Okay,
like
thank you. What a great song. Thanks to the guy who gave me the CD again. Listen this.
Dr. Harris is a good leader. He's leading the country. And Dr. Harris, he's obligated to his commitment. They make a decision in Parliament. All of them agreed that Dr. Harris, the present Prime Minister, he will serve 2 terms. Nobody hear him come out and say he wants 3. It's only speculation around people saying that he managed the country so good and he should take 3. But it was agreed, like I say, in Parliament. And when his 2 term is ended, he will gracefully dress over. And the next Prime Minister to be is Honorable Sean Kenneth Richard. And Dr. Harris will be working alongside Sean.
Nice. Listen to this one now.
I want for the record to reiterate what I said in the beginning, that I only intend to serve 2 terms in the office of the Prime Minister. But I shall always be indebted for the excellent support which the Honorable Sean Richards has provided me over the past 5 years and will provide me as we move forward. And that debt of gratitude, I will repay him as often as is necessary by giving him the best advice and support that I can, because he has earned my trust, my confidence, and he has allowed this government the stability that is required for it to move forward.
Folks, you got to keep listening because I'm going to put an ad on WINN FM of my times on ZIZ. I'm going to ZIZ to pay for some programs. And I'm going to put advertisement on Vaughan Radio, on 106.5, 90.3. All the radio station will have the ads of my time and ZIZ. I should know by tomorrow, maybe today or tomorrow. I'm going up there to negotiate. Let me read one passage of scripture from the Bible before we read something about Mark Brantley. It is found in Jeremiah 22, verse 13. And this is for the Governor General. This is for Timothy Harris. This is for Sidney Osborne. And this is for Gene Hamilton. Maybe we could read this for Dwyer too. And all those who believe that only votes from Pam Timothy taken away. Jeremiah 22 verse 13. Woe to the one who builds his house without righteousness, and his upper room without justice, who makes his fellow men serve him for nothing, whose wages he refuses to pay. You see that money that Timothy Harris has kept away from Nevis, he will pay for it for the rest of his life. Let's read something about the stewardship of Mark Brantley. We have 8 minutes. NIA Charlestown, Nevis, June 13, 2022. Premier of Nevis, Honorable Mark Brantley, Minister of Finance in the Nevis Island Administration, NIA, has set the record straight by giving an account of how the NIA has put the $400 million in revenue from the St. Kitts and Nevis Citizen by Investment CBI program to use on the island of Nevis, highlighting that 93% of CBI monies has been kept in St. Kitts, while only 7% has been allocated to Nevis. Premier Brantley outlined dozens of projects and expenditure undertaken on Nevis over the past 7 years. My government is transparent and open to let us start. So let us start from the fact that the under $400 million that was received, not at one time, but over the course of 7 years, that means that Nevis received roughly $57 million per year. Salaries and pension for public servants in Nevis averaging $8.5 million per month, or $102 million per year. During COVID, we applied all of CBI receipts to salaries and pension, but still had to find another $45 million to do so. Put differently, the paltry 7% could not even cover our civil servants and pensioners. In 2015 up to 2021, double salaries were paid to public servants and workers at statutory corporations. Those amount totaling roughly $61.2 million were paid from the same $400 million. The Premier continued. Folks, listen this carefully. I still have a couple minutes on this program. Listen, the stewardship of an honorable man, of a decent man, an intelligent man, a man who not only loved Nevisions, a man who loved Kittitians too. Mark Brantley. When Mark Brantley come to St. Kitts, he get more respect than Timothy Harris. I don't tell lies, except I'm joking. Go back to the reading of Mark Brantley Carlton. The Premier continues. We expanded our road network with major projects at Hanley's Road, Brazers, Brownhill, Butlers, Shaw's Road, Farms, Island Main Road, to name a few. We build the IAAF certified Mondo track. We also refurbish the drag race track. We build a new landmark treasury building in Charlestown. What a building that is. We build the water taxi pier in Oley, which has revolutionized travel between St. Kitts and Nevis. We are engaged in the ongoing expansion at the Alexander Hospital. An expansion 2.5 times the size of the existing hospital. We purchased new ambulances, ventilators, generators, and other critical equipments for the health sector. We developed CCTV island-wide and constructed a state-of-the-art CCTV command center. We built a brand new police and fire station at Newcastle. We provided the cultural venue, Arthur Freeman Center of Excellence at Market Shop, where we hosted Culturama last year. We purchased several generators set at Nevlec to ensure that we all now enjoy better electricity. We provided emergency medical assistance totaling $3.56 million to our people since 2015. We established listen to empathy, listen to the care of this man with his government. We established a $5 million fund to provide seed money to assist youth and women. We service our debt, and we provided support to our statutory corporation. Let me tell you something. Tomorrow, God spare my life. Listen out for me on the stewardship of the People's Action Movement by Kennedy Simmons in this country. Folks, let me tell you something. Don't bother with nobody when they say, Pam don't have no momentum, is Labour have the momentum. Douglas don't like Jew. Douglas want Jew lose. He want Congress be in charge so he can use Congress. That is not what we want. We want men who will be serious and careful in advancing and building this country. But I can't get no time on radio to buy. Except early in the morning. I am going to come to WINN FM today. I'm trying to get Mark Brantley to come in studio too. I want it done on this station. If not, I'm going to ZIZ to see if I could get Mark Brantley over there. I want to interview Mark Brantley myself. Allow the man. He's a good man.
Excuse me, sir. I'm looking for DuPont's jewelry. Do you know where it is?
Go straight ahead and you will see the sign Pelican Mall. Once you get there, go inside and ask for Carlton Talk Puppy DuPont.
Is that the name of the store?
It's DuPont's jewelry. They're small enough to know you and large enough to serve you. If you have a newborn baby and want to know if he or she is sick, DuPont is the man to find you that special silver bracelet.
What about wedding bands? I'm getting married next month, you know.
Congratulations! DuPont's jewelry now has special engagement rings with affordable prices. They also have the latest shades and glasses frames.
Great! I think I'm gonna buy some shades for my fiancé and nephew in Nevis.
I'm glad you mentioned Nevis, because all Nevisians who come to shop at the store, DuPont will reimburse their ferry fee.
Wow! That's amazing! Thanks for the info. I must hurry to DuPont's jewelry right away.
Happy shopping at DuPont's jewelry store. Have a nice day.
Folks, I want the congregation to understand that I don't have enough money from the funds to pay for this week. However, if you could assist me, don't be afraid to do it. If not, stay where you are. I will take it from my emergency funds in National Bank. Try to help me if you can. I got to go ZIZ and pay for some radio time up there. Any one of you listening and you come down by the store, please give me $5 towards this program. Folks, I'm going to fight PLP. I'm going to fight Labour till the end of the election they come to prove to this country that the People's Action Movement, PAM, and the CCM movement, that unity, is the best thing now for this country. And anybody in Labour, you got money, right? Come and bet me $20,000 that Labour don't win 6 seats. As many as are you, come and bet are you. A pity this program wasn't on the YouTube and so the people overseas could get my message. But let me tell you something. I am disappointed in this country that radio stations ignoring me with my money. You never hear that yet. Patches don't pay no money at ZIZ. Patches ain't paying for a program at ZIZ because Timothy Harris allow him to go there. Ask Patches how much money he pays at ZIZ. Patches don't pay. Well, how Patches can pay ZIZ for the program and ZIZ station running down, but ZIZ refused my money. Ask Timothy and ask Sir Tapley Seaton how that equation could work in this country. And ask Douglas why he hate Dr. Drew so much. And ask Dwyer why Mark Brantley named all of them. Thank you for listening to this program today. And hopefully God spare my life tomorrow, I'll come back. Those of you who look in engagement rings and wedding bands, I stay ready to give you 25% until election day so I can get some more money to pay for my programs. My programs, them very expensive on radio. And I don't have enough money in the funds to pay for this week. But I'll find it. Morning devotion coming up. And again, I want to thank WINN FM. No matter what, no matter the problem, God wants me to be cool. Thank WINN FM for giving me this opportunity. And I hope I'll get an hour to interview Mark Brantley. Until you hear from me again, Carlton Dupont saying bye. Morning devotion begins now.
We're different. We're 98.9. 98.9. WINN FM.
Pleasant good morning, my sisters and brothers. Welcome to Morning Devotion on WINN FM. Today we will look at sections of Psalm 59. Psalms 59, verse 1 to 4, 10 to 11, 17 and 18. Deliver me from my enemies, O God. Be my fortress against those who are attacking me. Deliver me from evildoers and save me from those who are after my blood. See how they lie in wait for me. Fierce men conspire against me, for no offense or sin of mine, Lord. I have done no wrong, yet they are ready to attack me. Arise to help me. Look on my plight. You, Lord God Almighty, you who are the God of Israel, rouse yourself to punish all the nations. Show no mercy to wicked traitors. You are my strength. I watch for you. God,